Hello everyone, this is V. Manikyala Rao, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of CSC A&ML in BVRIT Nasapur. So now today we want to discuss about the brief overview about the data mining course. So in this we are having total 5 modules are there, and now coming to the first one, data warehouse. Actually, before going into data warehouse, first we have to know that the prerequisites for the data mining is probability and statistics, database management system. These are the main prerequisites is used to implement the data mining course. So now here the first module contains data warehouse. Actually, before going to the data warehouse, the previous one is there is first the data is there, then database is there, then now we are using data warehouse. So data means the manual data, whatever the content is to be there, everything we have to be written in the paper format. In the papers we need to write manually in the given papers. The database means whatever the data is to be here in the data format, that data is to be stored in the form of tables. Just like we have to store all the data in the form of tables, and the database contains only structured data. That means they will follow some order. Based on that order only they need to store the data. Just like for example, they will store the data, serial number, name, some salary, like this. The data will be stored. First one serial number, second one name, and third one salary. In this order only, the structured format only the data will be stored. Now we are moving into the data warehouse. So mainly the data warehouse is to be implemented based on the current historical data of the given system. Just like the main difference between data warehouse and database means, in the database whatever the data we have to store, everything will be stored continuously. In the case of data warehouse, the data will be stored. For example, once the data is loaded into the data warehouse, next time if you have to change the data means that will not be changed. That data will not be modified in this. That is data warehouse. That's why we are calling the data warehouse is a non-volatile. Means once the data enter into the data warehouse, that data will not be modified. Next time if you have to add anything means addition will be possible. The deletion will not be applicable for this. That's why the data warehouse is called it as non-volatile. This is the main characteristics in the data warehouse. Now coming to the introduction to data warehouse. So mainly the data warehouse is to be implemented, is used to store on current historical data, and they need to store the data in the form of OLTP and OLAP. OLTP means online analytical transactional processing. So OLTP, online transactional processing. OLAP means online analytical processing. So the main difference between transaction processing and analytical processing means, transaction processing is used to analyze only the transactions, the current day-to-day transactions they need to analyze by using OLTP, and that will be used for databases. They need to perform only based on the transactions. OLAP is used in the data warehouses. So OLAP means online analytical processing. It is used to give the complete, they need to analyze what is the process going on and what are the data will be stored. Everything they need to be analyzed by using OLAP. It contains only transactions. It contains all the analytical process. Everything, whatever we have to be done in the transactions, based on the current data and previous historical data, everything we need to be analyzed, and we have to produce the data for this. So the data warehouse architecture contains the data is to be analyzed. First we have to collect the data, then that is to be analyzed by using some of the techniques, and after that will be moved into the ETL process. And ETL process means extraction, transformation and loading. So ETL means extraction, transformation and loading. That is ETL. So the data warehouse process will be implemented by using extraction, transformation and loading. So Here, what happened here in the extraction, transformation, loading means, extraction means we have to collect all the data from the previous historical data. Then transformation means the given data is not in a suitable format, means we need to convert the given data into the suitable format. Then the data will be loaded into the data warehouse. Loaded means the data will be stored into the data warehouse. Once the data is stored in the data warehouse, the data will not be modified from the given data warehouses. That is ETL. ELT means extraction, loading and transformation. First, we have to collect the data. Then we have to do the loading into the data warehouse. Again, we have to do the transformation for the given things. That is ELT. Data lake. Data lake means it is used to collect the n number of multidimensional data from multiple sources. In data warehouses means it is used to store from single type of sources. In the form of data lakehouse means it is used to collect the data from multiple sources, from multiple databases and multiple data warehouses. The data will be stored and the data will be analyzed by using the OLAP concept. Next one, ETL tools. So we are having the ETL tools, just like we have to implement the VECA tools. These all are the different types of tools. VECA, just like the Python related things, all are the tools is used to implement for this. Microsoft ETL tools are Microsoft SIS, Software System Information Systems. So modeling in the multidimensional model. So the main advantage in the data warehouse is multidimensional. We have to model the multidimensional data. So multidimensional data means it is used to show the data in the form of more than one dimension. Just like I will show you with example. This is one dimension. Next one, this is another dimension. Next, this is another dimension. So by using this is x-axis and this is y-axis and this is z-axis. So we need to show x-axis data, y-axis data and z-axis, just like for example, x is name and this is age and z is year. So we need to show multiple dimensions in the form of model. So by seeing this picture, we need to identify it contains more than one dimension, and by seeing this name related to that age will be displayed and related to that year will be displayed. Like that, multi-dimensional data will be displayed in the data warehouses. Then coming to data warehouse schemas. So coming to schemas means the description about the data. Just like for example, I given in the data warehouse schemas, in this, for example, I given name. The name is a character. So I want to define that one as varchar 2 of 10. So that means it is a character variable with the length of 10. So it is used to define the logical description. That means what is the variable name we are used and what data type we are used. Everything we need to be defined in the schema. That is about the logical description about the database. That is the data warehouse schema. So data warehouse implementation means we already know, if we have to implement the data warehouse implementation means we have to use the process as ETL, extraction, transformation and loading. First we have to collect the data from the various resources. Then we have to transform, that means that will be converted into suitable format. Then we have to load the data into our particular data warehouse. So from data warehouse to data mining, why we are moving from data warehouse to data mining? For example, in data warehouse, let us assume that I taken, so for every Friday in the week, they are withdrawing $10,000 from that account, from some A account. Now here, so data, why we are moving data warehouse to data mining means, so every Friday in the week they are withdrawing $1,000 from A account. So actually sometime suddenly in some instant of time, $10,000 is withdrawn from the A account. So the bank will identify that type of transaction. So they will identify that $10,000 is withdrawn by the particular A person or not. They need to identify that particular transaction things, and the patterns is used to be identified. Those all the patterns is to be recognized by using data mining. In data warehouse, just they need to store. They drawn $10,000 from 27. They drawn $10,000 from, for example, 31st. So they will store the data like they withdrawn some amount with the date, the transaction details are they shown. In form of data mining means it is used to store the data, and they need to identify any fraud detection is to be occurred in the given system. by using the bank server system, we need to identify and what pattern they are to be used to withdraw the amount from the particular A account without knowing that A person, any other person is withdrawn some amount from that account or not. We need to identify those all the things from the data mining. So that's why we are moving from data warehousing to data mining. This is about the module 1. So finally, the course outcome for this module 1 means it is used to create multi-dimensional data models in the data warehouses. Actually, in the previous thing, we are having only single models are there. Now, it is used to create multi-dimensional data models in the data warehouse. That is the course outcome for this module 1. Now, coming to the second module. So, the second module contains data pre-processing. Actually, why we are moving into data pre-processing means, for example, the data is having any mistakes. For example, I have taken some data. So, this is our data, some serial number, some name, some age I have taken here. Some 1, 2, some hi, Hari, some 20. This is the data we are having. So, why we need pre-processing means the given data is having any missing values. That means the data is not filled properly in the given data warehouses. These type of things we need to identify and rectify by using pre-processing, data pre-processing technique. So, we need to identify and rectify those type of errors. This type of things is called as pre-processing. We are pre-processing the given data, whatever the error is occurred in the given data warehouse. So, these are the needs for pre-processing, why we are taking the pre-processing step. So, we are having different types of steps for pre-processing. The first one is data cleaning. So, data cleaning means it is used to remove 3 types of values: noisy values, inconsistent values, and missing values. So, data cleaning is used to remove noisy values, inconsistent values, and missing values. This is about data cleaning. So, noisy values means the value is not related to that. For example, in the data warehouse, they are having the data 20, some 30, then 1000, some 40, like this. This value is a noisy value. Why? Because that is out of the value from the row. So, this type of things is called as noisy values. And now coming to the inconsistent values means the value is not consistent with the given structure format. That is type of things are called as inconsistent values. The values is not in that format. Just like that inconsistent means, for example, we are having $20 in one row. Second row, they are defining 20 euros. So, inconsistent means the first row is in one format, second row is in another format. So, if we have to store the data in the data warehouse means maybe dollar will be converted into European, or maybe European will be converted into dollars. Any one unique format you need to follow and store the data. This type of things is called as inconsistent format. Missing values means these all the empty values is called as missing values. That is about data cleaning. After applying cleaning, we have to do data transform, integration and transformation. Integration means collecting multiple sources of data warehouse systems into a single data warehouse. For example, we are having the customers 1, 2, 3, some 100, 200 and 300 purchasing. This is in one mart, one data mart. Then another data mart, the same type of customers will be there with a different purchasing orders. So, here what we have to do means it is used to combine the different types of multiple sources of data into a single sources of data, that is called as data integration. Next, transformation means the given data is not in the proper format means we need to convert the given data into the unique format, that is called as transformation. Then data reduction. Data reduction means it is used to remove unnecessary data from the given data warehouse attributes. So, here name, for example, serial number, name, age, for example, here favorite color they are given, some red, some blue they are given. So, data reduction means if we are removing unnecessary attribute from the given data warehouse and that will not reflect on the given data warehouse, that is called as data reduction. So, if you are removing favorite color from this, there is no reflection here. Why? Because based on the age and the name, they need to retrieve the data about the given data warehouse of the given persons. So that's why that is called as data reduction. So unnecessary attributes will be removed from the structure. Now coming to discretization. So discretization means the data will be categorized into two types. So normalization. So normalization and redundancy. So normalization means it is used to convert whatever the values they are to be given, that values will be converted into 0 or 1. For example, they given the income sizes some 20,000, 30,000 is there. So by using discretization, we are converting this 20 and 30,000 into maybe 0 or 1, or in between 0 to 1 values. So convert the large number of value into the lesser number of value by using the normalization. Redundancy means just like the repeated values are to be identified and we have to reduce that type of values. So now here concept hierarchy generation means whatever the data we are to be shown, that data just like the root node A, then the left child node A1, right child node A2, like this based on the highest order. First one A high, next highest, next highest, like this the value will be shown. That is called as concept hierarchy generation. So finally, in the given data pre-processing, the course outcome for this means we have to do the pre-process for the data to identify and store the data in the form of data warehouses with clean data format. That is about the second module, data pre-processing. Next module, third module. So coming to next one, data mining. Third module is data mining. So up to now we know what is database, what is data warehouse, and what is data pre-processing. So data mining means it is used to extract the data from the different sources, and based on that data they need to analyze what are the patterns and the trends is to be used in the data mining concept. So now here, what are the fundamentals of data mining is there? So fundamentals of data mining means, so before going to data mining, database is there, data warehouse is there. Now data mining is there. So database means it is used to store only structured data. Data warehouse means it is used to store the current data as well as historical data about the given thing. Now data mining means it is used to store the current structural data as well as unstructured data. Here it is used to store structural data. It may be used to store unstructured data. The combination of these two is to be stored in the data mining. Both it contains structural data and unstructured data, and finally the motive for this data mining means it is used to identify what are the patterns and trends is to be used in the given transactions, and identify any fraud detections are to be there, and any credit card risk type of things are there, any loan type of risk are there. Everything we need to identify by using the data mining concept. Detections, we need to identify any misconceptions or any fraud detections or any credit risks are there. Everything we need to identify by using data mining. So knowledge discovery from the database means knowledge discovery. What knowledge we have to be discovered means, just like for example, if you are taking some loan as the example, bank loan as the example we have to take. So knowledge discovery from the databases means, for starting one, first we have to identify person. So for example, some X person is there, and based on that person credited score we need to identify about the score. Then based on the credit score we need to analyze if they are eligible for the loan or not. In case they are eligible for the loan, for example, if they are eligible for the loan means, so they need to ask some of the documents to verify the proper details of the given person. So after verifying the documents, everything is fulfilled, and based on that particular credit score we need to issue the loan. This type of, we have to extract this type of knowledge processing, knowledge discovery from the databases. So this is a general example for KDD, knowledge discovery from the databases. Then data mining functionalities means, for this one, what are the characteristics are needed? That means we have to identify the person and what score we are identifying. What are the features and the properties we have to identify that by using functionalities of the data mining. Now classification of data mining systems means it is used in, just maybe it is used in any machine learning techniques, or it is used in any knowledge related things, or it is used in any data type related things. Everything we have to classify by using classification of data mining systems. Now, data mining primitives means it is used to identify what type of data is to be used, and that data is to be relevant to the particular source or not, and what type of extraction we have to be informed between the given data, whatever the sources we have to be collected. Then the issues in the data mining, and along with the data mining applications and tools. The issues in the data mining means, for example, the given data is very small amount of data means we need to analyze and we have to identify the what are the futures and the trends they are to be applied for this. In case the data is very large means we will take more time to execute that type of things. So that is one of the issue in this. The data pre-processing time also we need to identify the data cleaning step means if we are having more number of missing values with more number of rows means it is used to identify and rectifying those type of things. It will take more time to reduce. So by using this, these are the different types of issues in this. So data mining applications and tools. So the applications and tools used is Veka. It is one of the type of graphical user interface. It is used to implement the data mining. That means the data will be extracted by using different types of algorithms, and based on that algorithms, what type of inputs they are to be given and what type of output they are to be produced, we need to cross verify based on the input only they are producing the output or not. Everything we need to be analyzed and identify the trends about the given pattern. So finally, this is about the module 3. The course outcome for this means by extraction different types of data to classify with the whatever the different types of mining systems are to be find out and finalized for this. That is about module 3. And now coming to the module 4. So in the module 4, we are having two parts. Coming to the first one, association rule mining, and second one is cluster analysis. So coming to first one, association rule mining. And the association rule mining, what we have to do means we are having if-then rule. If we are having if-then rule, that is called as association rule. If-then rule means, for example, if consequent is to be there, the sequence subsequent value will be occurred. Just like, for example, if, for example, the rain is occurred at that time. If the rain occurs subsequent, we need umbrella. This is the subsequent. So compulsory if the rain is occurred, we need umbrella. This is the subsequent thing. This type of things is called as association rule mining. If one thing is happened, based on that, the required thing, the subsequent related thing is to be occurred. This is called as association rule mining. Now, in the association rule mining, what we have to do? So, mainly we are having different types of association rule mining algorithms are there. Coming to what are the concepts are to be used. So, what concepts we have to be used means what is support. We are having different factors where support, rule, particular confidence and lift. These are the three measures. So, frequent item set mining method. So, in the frequent item set mining methods, we are having different types of algorithms. Those are a priori algorithm, then FP growth algorithm, then ECLOT algorithm. These are the three algorithms is used to identify the frequent number of item sets. Actually, frequent item set, frequent means now continuously, continuously the given item will be occurred in the given particular data set, that is frequent item set. So, mining methods are a priori method, FP growth method and ECLOT method. So, the main differences between these three methods is a priori algorithm is used to generate each and every frequent item set continuously till the end they reach with the minimum support value until the last. In case of FP growth algorithm, FP means frequent pattern growth. So, in the frequent pattern growth, what we have to do means everything we have to show in the form of decision tree constructions. So, ECLOT algorithm means is the opposite of a priori algorithm. So, ECLOT is the opposite of a priori algorithm. So, ECLOT means sequence, class, lattice, and traversal. So, it is used to represent the given data in the horizontal format. A priori is used to display the data in vertical format, and ECLOT is used to represent the data in the horizontal format. So, now mining multi-level association rules means if the given rule is having more than one representations means we need to take the multi-level association rules. Multi-dimensional association means if the given rule is having more than one dimensions means we are using multi-dimensional association rules. Now, coming to from association mining to correlation analysis means if the given confidence, for example, the A confidence is 90% in some rule 1. For the same rule 1, whatever we are taking, that A, we are getting some 20% confidence, some difference in the confidence value. This type of difference representations we need to rectify by using correlation analysis. Correlation analysis is used to identify the same type of confidence values. In this, maybe the A value may be 20% or maybe the 90%. That values we have to be identified by using the correlation analysis. So, constraint based association rule mining means it is used to identify the constraints, what constraints we need to use. So, based on that constraints or the conditions we need to be implement in the rule mining concepts. So, coming to the next one, cluster analysis. Cluster means the similar type of data is to be placed in similar clusters. Just like, for example, if I take in some cluster, here we are having R, B, O, next R, next B, some green like this. Different types of items are there. What is cluster means? The similar type of data will be placed in some cluster. So, R will be placed in one cluster. Next, B will be placed in one cluster. Next, O will be placed in one cluster. Next, G will be placed in one cluster. The collection of these all the items is called it as cluster analysis. Number of cluster items is to be placed in this. The types of data. So, that means the given data is in the numerical format or any number form, numerical format or any character format. That type of data we need to be analyzed. Here, categorization of major clustering methods. So, clustering methods means we have to do the cluster by using different methods, partitioning methods, hierarchical methods and density based methods. So, partitioning methods means the given data, just like a partition means, for example, they are given 1, 2, 3, 4. So, the 1, 2, 3, 4 will be divided into 1, next 2, then 3, then 4 like this. Individual cluster wise the data will be retrieved by using k-means and k-mean-David's algorithm. Now, hierarchical methods means it is used to implement the DB scan algorithm, density based scan and clustering algorithm. So, in the DB scan algorithm, they are having the DB scan. Hierarchical methods means it is used to in the hierarchical in the order format, just like a tree order format, the data will be represented in this in the hierarchical formats. Now, coming to density based methods means density based method is used to implement the DB scan algorithm. So, by using this one, we need to identify what is the density value. Based on the density value, we need to represent the dendrograms. Actually, we are representing the dendrograms for each and every trees. Dendrograms means like a hierarchical tree structure. Now, outlier analysis means the value not in within the state. Outlier analysis means the given value not in the exact value. Just like, for example, I taken the value 20, 30, 100. So, this value is out of the value out of these two things. That's why this type of thing is called as outlier value. So, that is about the outlier analysis. So, finally, the motive for this, the particular conclusion for this one, the course outcome for this one is association rule mining cluster analysis means. So, based on these two methods, we need to analyze the mining based on the association rules, whatever we are given, and based on the categorization of clustering all this, we have to develop more number of clustering methods by using these algorithms. That is about the association rule mining and cluster analysis in the module 4. Now, coming to the next module, module 5. So, in this we are having two parts, classification and regression analysis. So, actually classification means here classification and prediction. So, classification contains only continuous values. So, classification contains only continuous. Classification contains only categorical values. Prediction contains continuous values. Just like classification is categorical means just like we will take the example for gender. Continuous means just like we have to take the example for height. Categorical means just like the classification means it is used to take within the gender names, just like gender male, female. Within that category only we have to choose, that is classification. Prediction means continuous values. The value will be increased continuously, maybe height, income, age. Those all the things will be increased continuously. Those all are called it as prediction. So, now issues regarding classification and prediction. So, what are the issues we have to be identified means? In the classification, we have to take the data, whatever they are to be given. In prediction, whatever the continuous data they are given. So, in case the given data is having any missing value, for example, if I will take the example for serial number 1, 2, some name, some height, next some age 20 like this. These two values are missing. Any type of these missing values are there in the given thing. By using the classification and prediction, we have to implement data cleaning to rectify these type of things. Data preparation time, the data sometimes it may be missed some of the values in the given data values. These are the different types of issues in the classification and prediction. So classification and decision tree means we have to show the everything in the form of tree structure. So decision tree means first root node, then left child node, then right child node, like this. In the decision tree format, this will be represented. So mainly this one is used for the classifications. Why? Because within that category we have to use. And how to take the decisions means we are having entropy, information gain and gain. So whatever the gain value is higher for the particular attribute, that is our root node. Then we have to calculate for the next steps like this. That is about decision tree induction. The now Bayesian classification means it is used to implement the naive Bayes classifier. So mainly the assumption, the maximum number of classification types. Maximum classification types. It may be probability, say yes or no. Based on that, we have to identify by using Bayes theorem. So that Bayes theorem means P of B by A is equal to P of A by B into P of B by P of A, like this. This is the Bayes theorem. Based on the Bayes theorem, this Bayesian classification will work out. So backpropagation algorithm means it is used to implement in the artificial neural networks. So in the backpropagation algorithm is implemented mainly in artificial neural networks. So it contains three types of layers: input layers, hidden layers and output layers. So input layers means our inputs whatever we are given. Hidden layers means within that weight middle layer it will be there. Output means based on the input and hidden layers the output will be produced. Just like the structure will be like this. Like this, the structure will be there in this. So these are input layers, these are hidden layers and this is output layer. This is called as backpropagation algorithm. Now coming to other classification algorithm, we are having different other classification algorithms are there. First one is genetic algorithm. So genetic algorithm means it is used to identify the highest fitness value. Next, rough set approach, fuzzy set approach. These are the different types of classification algorithms. So in that classification algorithms, what we are doing means it is used to identify a small set of rules, and within that only we need to take some of the set of the rules based on the given constraints. Now evaluating the accuracy. So if you have to evaluate the accuracy, we are having four types, three measures are there: precision, recall and F1 score. So precision means it is used to identify only the total relevant things that is related to only positive. Recall means it is used to identify both positive and negative things. So next one, F1 score means it is the combination precision into recall by precision plus recall, that is evaluating the accuracy methods. So techniques to improve classification accuracy means it is used to improve the accuracy by using cross-folding method. So cross-folding method means it is used to identify whatever the number of items is to be there and then how many number of times the given items present. Based on that we have to identify that cross-fold method. Next one is regression analysis. Regression means it is used to identify the relationship between the dependent variable and independent variable. So here the different types of regression types are there. Regression types means linear regression, simple linear regression, multiple linear regression, Poisson regression. These are the different types of regressions is used to represent the linear type of model representations and non-linear type of model representations in this. Next, regression methods means the application, what application is to be used and what type of regression model we have to be used for the given regression concept. Linear regression models means the combination of simple linear regression and multiple linear regression is called it as linear regression model. Simple linear regression means it has only one independent variable, just like y is equal to mx plus c. That is only one independent variable. When x changes, y value is also changed. X is a independent variable, y is a dependent variable. Next, see, multiple linear regression means y is equal to m1 x1 plus m2 x2 and so on plus c. So it is used to identify the given slope values with n number of independent values for this. So this x1, x2 and so on, these all are the multiple independent variable values. Whenever we are changing these all the values, the y value will be changed continuously for this. That is about multiple linear regression about this. Next one, least square and shrinkage methods. Least square means it is used to identify the similar error. What is the maximum squared error will be there? The error will be identified by using least square method. Shrinkage methods. Shrinkage methods means the combination of the methods. Regressions, Poisson regression, these all are different types of regression concepts are to be there, and the combination of lasso regression and ridge regression. Combination of Lasso regression and linear regression is called it as shrinkage methods. Lasso regression contains L1 parameter and linear regression contains L2 parameter. Combination of L1 and L2 to form shrinkage methods. That is about shrinkage method. And the case studies means for what regression type, what application, and what type of regression model we are using, what linear type of regressions we are using. That may be simple linear regression, or that may be multiple linear regression, whatever. How many independent variables are there, how many dependent variables are there, we need to identify these all the things about the given thing. So these are the different modules are to be there in the given data mining. Thank you.
Vishnu Audio Visual Center, like and share and subscribe and click bell icon.